Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel this week. A little talk about what I've been doing this week. So as I said in my last video, I'm going to get back into fitness, but not just running, not just cycling. I'm not going to call myself a hybrid trainer. I'm not training for anything specific, but I just want to do something more than just running, because as I'm getting older, I'm starting to notice that I'm a lot weaker. Well, I'm going to say a lot weaker because I've been mega strong, so anything less than mega strong is weaker. But I started to notice I'm a lot weaker in certain things that I'd like to be stronger at. Not just strength though, flexibility, mobility, however you want to call it. Just getting out of bed, walking upstairs, getting out of chairs and things is obviously harder as you get older. But I'm starting to notice that I'm quite stiff and hurting sometimes. When 10, 20 years ago, probably wasn't so bad. And I don't want to be like that. It's not an excuse to say that you're older, so there's no need to be like that. All it is, if you're getting older and you're feeling more pain, it's because you're not doing things, stretches, mobility work, core work, strength and work. Because there's a lot of people a lot older than me, 50s, 60s, 70s, probably even 80s. Obviously they're not as fast or as strong as what they were in their prime, but there's no reason why you can't still do activities for another 20, 30 years. The only thing stopping yourself is just yourself. I've got no reason not to exercise. Physically, mentally, I'm in a good frame of mind at the moment. I have been busy the last few months, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, where most of my major jobs I'm doing on my house have been done. So it's just a couple of extra little DIY painting and a few little bits I want to do, but the main part's all done, so I can sort of relax off that a little bit and make the most out of the summer, do some runs, because in the summer it's light at 4:30 in the morning until maybe 10 p.m. So you can get a run in at 9 p.m. until 10. Like, I don't drink alcohol, don't really do drugs or going out and things like that, so the only reason why I shouldn't really train late at night is because it does affect your stress and your sleep that night, so you wake up in the morning more fatigued than if you just went to bed early. So it might be a good idea to get up in the morning and do an early morning run. But like I said, I want to do more than just running. So what I'm going to do is, well, I haven't wrote a plan, but this is just general chit chat talk. Everyone says what they're going to do, but I sort of know what I need to do. Some people say what they'd like to be, so they want to be muscly or fit or lean. I've been big, I've been lean, I've been fit. I've been all the things, so I know what I need to do to be like that. All I got to do is the same as what I did years ago. I'm not out of shape for a 41-year-old. I'm in probably very good shape, even for a 30-year-old, or actually these days for a 20-year-old. I'm in good shape, but I'm not in the shape I'd want to be. So for example, today I went for a run this morning and I was 191 pounds, 5'11". That makes my BMI 26 something, 26 point and a bit something. So it's not really, if you look at it in one way, I'm not fat, I'm not obese, but on the charts it says you are in the overweight sort of category. I haven't got high blood pressure and any health conditions, but I know that 190 pounds is quite heavy for a runner. When I'm more like 180 pounds, you definitely do feel a lot lighter. And even 180 pounds, I still feel quite heavy when I'm running. I notice it a lot more. When I'm more like 175, that's when I start to feel like I can run with no effort. I can just pick up speed, go up little hills, and there's not a lot of effort. That probably is to do with the heart rate as well, because when I am lighter, that's when I've been training hard at the same time, but it just feels at the moment when I'm running, my heart and my lungs are out of breath and I'm breathing heavy, but it's more like my legs, the extra weight does feel different, because I put on weight quite rapidly. Since when I was 170 or 180 pounds, my weight goes up and down quite a lot. My fitness, obviously, in the full week of doing nothing since May, whenever I did the last runs, your fitness does drop off quite a lot. But it's not just to do with your heart rate, because my resting heart rate hasn't really changed much. My maximum heart rate probably won't change much either. It's all to do with the internal parts of the body. So do your capillaries really disappear in 3 or 4 weeks? Probably not. Does your fat build up inside your arteries and stop you pumping blood around the body? Probably not. It's probably more to do with I put on 10 pounds. So I'm not used to that weight to carry around with. Because there's a lot of people who do marathons at 200, 210, 220, 240 pounds. Obviously they're taller, so it's probably a different BMI. What I mean is, like, if you're 6.5 foot tall, you're gonna be heavier. So in the same ratio of weight to height, there is some heavy people that are taller, but they'd have to be a lot heavier to be the same weight as me. But if I got used to running at 190, then I probably could run 10, 20, 30 miles. Because a lot of people do that. But for me, it's a combination of a few things. I'm not naturally a long distance runner. I'm still built for speed. So a couple of weeks ago, there was the odd sports day. It was the last one I'm ever going to do, because my children are old enough now to go to the next school where you don't do sports days. So that's my last ever sports day. I can't remember how many I've done. I know there's COVID, so that stopped a few, and I've worked a couple of them, but I think maybe 6 sports day dad races. This year it was the video I've seen was from about the halfway line, and only shown like the first half of the race, where apparently I picked up pace and I accelerated a bit. So I don't know. I'm not going to take it too serious, but I think I'd say I came second, maybe third, because there's another lad to my left who was quite fast, and somewhere on the right I could see somebody about my sort of, so maybe second or third. I've been, I think, second once before, and mainly first. But I worked it out, I'm 41. It's possible there could be dads there who may be 20 if they've had the first child at 4. No, if they had the first child when they were 18 or something, and their child is in the nursery class, like 3 or 4 years old, it's possible they could be 18, 19, 20, 21 maybe, and I'm 41, so I'm 20 years older than them. I'm at literally double their age, and I still came second or third. So I'm a natural, like a sprinter. When I get training, I'm not bad at 3 miles or 5k, but 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, that's more my sort of specialty, especially because I've still got big bodybuilder's legs. I don't train loads, but my legs are still quite big. They've still kept a lot of their size. So I think what's happened is I've been away 3 times this year so far. I went for 7 days all-inclusive in February, all-inclusive holiday in May/June, and then a couple of weeks ago I went away for a weekend in Berlin for a couple of nights. So I've been away, I've relaxed, I've eaten some food, I've drunk some drinks, I've had some puddings, not a lot of training going on, So my body weight has gone up, surprisingly, from where I want to be, like 170s, low 80s, to in the 190s. So a little bit of a decrease in fitness, a sharp increase in body weight. That's what's making me struggle now with running. So yeah, I just want to brush off the cobwebs, get back into running, but then also add in things which I know I should do, but I don't do. So stretches, I haven't stretched for years. They're actually hard. It's hard work. I find them painful. I find I end up sweating more than I do in the workout, just from being on the floor, holding a few positions. So stretches, start to do a bit of calisthenics. What that means is body weight jumps, so star jumps, squat thrusts, burpees, maybe that kind of thing, jogging on the spot, thruster type exercises, things like that, body weight type stuff. Then a bit of lightweight exercises, so maybe add in some kettlebells or medicine balls, light dumbbells, light barbells, or the elastic bands, just to do some really high rep, low weight exercises. And then I want to do some body weight exercises as well, because in my mind I know how many press-ups I could do years ago in 2 minutes and how many sit-ups I can do, and that's a good indicator of how strong, fit, endurance you are. It's also a good comparison when someone asks you how many press-ups you can do, or back in the day what could you do compared to now. And then it's also just a bit cool just to do press-ups and stuff, I think. It's a good exercise, but a lot of people can't do press-ups. So if they can see you doing 50 or 100, it just shows off your muscle strength, endurance. I don't mean showing off like Big Ed is showing off. I mean showing the performance. There's loads of other press-ups exercises that I've never done. Well, I don't really do, but you can do narrow presses, wide presses, clap press-ups, using the little press-up handles. Also do some bodyweight dips, chin-ups. I'm not one for going crazy with all these different exercises. I think too much variation isn't a good thing, because if you're varying exercises too much, you're not concentrating on one thing. I know you're doing a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of that, but then you're not good at any one thing. You're not doing one exercise enough to become good at anything. So I'm not going to do loads and loads. I think some exercises are ridiculous and they're just for show. For example, I wouldn't do an exercise which takes up the whole gym floor and it's like 3 different equipment things, because other people need a gym. So if there's a way of making an exercise simpler, I believe in just making it simpler. I don't believe in making things complicated just for Instagram or just for making it look good. So I wouldn't do anything that's just a fashionable exercise. I'll do an old classic exercise, but I want to be able to do press-ups and sit-ups and running and chin-ups and burpees and squat thrusts and things like that for minutes and minutes and minutes at a time without looking out of breath. A few sprints, long distance, short distance, just a general all of it. I'm not going to be entering any CrossFit games or any high rocks competitions. I'm not going to be doing any powerlifting competitions. I'm nowhere near as what I used to be. I'm never going to be as strong as that ever again. It's just impractical and impossible. But I want to be somewhere like what I used to be like. And I think that is doable. And there's a way of doing it. And I think I got the key to doing it. It's not a secret. It's not special. There's different training techniques that different people do. But I think that with good training, good motivation, and all the shuns of the dedication and inspiration, I think if I put it all together, if anyone can do it, I should be able to. So yeah, that's my idea, that's my goal. I'm just at Tesco's need to go and buy some milk because I haven't been home for a couple of days. And I know I tipped it out last time I was there. So I think I've got plenty of food at home. I know what Tesco's are like. I normally go and spend £100. I literally just want milk, but I can't help myself when I go in the shop. Yeah, so I'll post this video. This is just my little fitness update chat. The next video is going to be a DIY video. So if you're not interested in DIY, you might want to skip that one. And then I'll do another fitness video. I might alternate them every other. I'm not going to make a pattern out of it, but if I'm not doing a lot of fitness, I can't talk about fitness. And if I'm not doing a lot of DIY, I can't really talk about DIY either. So, a bit like a High Rocks thing. I'm going to do a bit of DIY stroke fitness stroke lifestyle type YouTube channel. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.